Hello, everybody. How we all doing? It's July. It's July already. This year is just crazy, right? Going crazy fast. And yeah, not much good has happened so far this year, so but we keep on plodding along. So what has happened since my last little update like this? Well, I've been told to cut out caffeine. Go away, fly. Which it's what, been 6 days now. It's rough. The mornings I get up, I want a cup of coffee. I can't drink a cup of coffee. Gradually I've been getting more up to speed quicker on those mornings. Like the first morning without my cup of coffee, I didn't really get going till about 11, half 11. And then today I was up and I was ready to go at about 9. So we're almost getting there, right? We're almost getting there. So that's a thing that happened. Because the doctor thinks it's more an addiction than anything else. At the moment, he told me every time that I go to drink a cup of coffee, I should reach for a pot of yogurt. So I'm eating a lot of yogurt. I don't know if that's good or bad. Is it good to replace one addiction with another? I don't think so, but what are you going to do? So yeah, that's all going on. In terms of kind of all the work I was doing on the outside, like TV scripts, Netflix, all that kind of stuff, that's all kind of gone to shit. And it's all because of basically one action I took, which I still think is I made the right choice. I made the right decision, but it's really biting me in the ass now. I can't really go too much into it just because I don't know what's gonna happen next. So I can't really say too much more other than that's all kind of the nice way of putting it is on hiatus. The other way of putting it is, well, based on how everyone is acting in this industry, I'm really being put off trying to work hard to get into it. Now, that's not to say that I'm not going to do it, but I've always thought that I'd rather get into it on my own terms, which basically means building up the momentum where I could make this shit myself. And with YouTube being a thing, and I'm sure other platforms will come and go as I'm trying to do this, there's a possibility if I can get the people together, that I could start to gain some momentum and start to make some of this stuff myself. Now, I've often talked about just doing basically talking heads like this, but scripted, different characters, all that kind of stuff. The issue is I'm no actor. I'm hardly a writer. But if it would help me get momentum, I'm willing to do it. One of the things I have made is I've been mucking around in Skyrim with basically trying to do animations within the Skyrim. Now, I chose Skyrim because of how moddable it is and just how nice the free camera is when you've got it on a controller. So I'm kind of dealing with that, putting some things together. I have recorded a video. It's not great, but I might just throw it up as a kind of, this is a proof of concept. I'm bringing in Tomu, which is one of the other things I'm working on the writing side, which is kind of a civil service based in the fantasy world. And on the website, policeofcake.com, I am basically, we're doing it through, it's a fantasy story told through paperwork. So at the moment, I think we've had 3 memos and now 1 job application form. And I'm trying to introduce the characters, the plot, and there will be a kind of cohesive story. Not just this is how a kind of civil service in the fantasy land would work kind of idea, but also a proper plot kind of running through it. But I got the idea, and we haven't reached this far in Tomu. Now, I've mentioned it, but we haven't got this far as to what it actually is. But basically, any hero would need to be registered with the department. Tomu being the office of Magic Mysteries and the Unexplained. I can't remember the name of my own fake civil service department. So that's good, right? But I kind of got this idea of not only do you have to be registered, but all quests will be registered. And kind of a lot of people have already picked up on this. And in Fantasy World, you go to the tavern to get a quest, right? It's kind of a staple. It's kind of a joke. And there's even a couple of games. There's like Epic Tavern. There's another one as well, which revolves around this idea. And I really liked it. And I was like, well, as a civil service department, you would have, because you don't want to have to do all the quests yourself. That would be too onerous. So you probably would have a inn system. Now, inn does stand for something, but I'm not going to let you know what it is quite yet. But basically, the inn system we're implementing in this world is exactly what it sounds like, but not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tavern, and in fact a couple of them aren't, but that's beside the point. But basically the whole point of the inn system is if you want to be a hero, you have to be registered both with the Tomo department and be a hero in the inn system. And there's a kind of all the kind of forms and tests and all the kind of other bollocks you would expect to have to fill in to get licensed to be a hero and adventurer, right? And what I recorded in Skyrim is basically like one of those really tacky, what would you call them in America? Like a service announcement type idea, but you know, it's a mix between a PowerPoint presentation and a you know, a kind of introductory slideshow. I can't think of the words right now, but basically it's, you know, oh, you want to be an adventurer? Well, you know, you need to do this, you need to do these steps. It's about 2 minutes long ish, and it finishes really abruptly because I didn't pace it well. But like I said, this is the first one, but that's kind of the first video that I've recorded in Skyrim. Now I think I'm going to redo it before I publish it anywhere. But I think from my point of view as a proof of concept, it worked. I quite enjoyed it. It was okay to make. Okay, I'm not the best at this. The characters don't really move a lot. There's a lot of still cameras just on idling animation characters. You know, the lighting is all wrong. My Skyrim doesn't look particularly pretty, etc, etc, etc. But these are all things I can kind of fix if I decide to make more. And I've got ideas for more of these kind of videos. Not only continuing this kind of introduction to the inn system, because I think there would be a lot more you'd have to go through. Not only because obviously we concentrated on the hero this time, but next time we can, you know, oh, so you're a pub, you're a tavern, you're a bakery, you're a blah 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 blah. But you want to get into the inn system. You want to be able to hand out quests. You know, I think we could explore that, and I think exploring that in the video format makes more sense than exploring it in the paperwork format. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I will be able to I'll have the balls to put up a bad Skyrim animated video about how to sign up, how to register to be a hero with Tomu, and how to get access to the inn system. But we'll see. So that's kind of the big update. So the biggest update I have this month really is that I've been working hard in the background to try and really push all the stuff that kind of derailed 2 years ago, and I've been trying to get it back on track. I'm kind of giving up on doing it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But what that means is I can put more effort into trying to do my own stuff while I've still got the little bit of money coming in through Twitch and Patreon, which, you know, I'm incredibly thankful for. You know, I've probably got two, maybe 3 more months of Twitch and Patreon at the level they are now, before I have to seriously consider, well, this isn't going to work. I will still continue Twitch streaming, etc, etc after that time, but how that will look, I honestly don't know. But of course, in the background, I'm kind of hoping, well, if I put out these videos, if I put out these stories, maybe they'll start to get a following, maybe they'll pull in some people who will support me on Patreon, etc, etc. And then I can kind of do this just for a little bit longer, and then hopefully make it something good. Now, so kind of the plan is, if I did end up getting a full-time job, which you know, it's on the cards again, it's on the cards, after having to waste a lot of money on certain things, Everything would continue, but just kind of slower in a different format. But I don't really want to get into that now. That might be a conversation we have to have in a few months' time. Right now, look positive. I'm hoping Tomu will continue every Friday, the kind of written paperwork side. I'm hoping we can get the first Tomu video out as a kind of proof of concept. And then I've also got ideas for a couple of other videos, really attacking the kind of fantasy genre as a whole. Because I think it's ripe to be attacked. No, I'm a fan. I'm attacking this as a fan, but it's pointing out, especially on the computer game side, just how stale fantasy has become, and how it is all very tropey, and how it's all still very Tolkien-y or Lovecrafty. And I think there's a lot of material, kind of, short form videos, 2 to 3 minutes, just taking a little bit of the mick and that kind of stuff. Mainly to be funny. They're not meant to be horrible. They are just meant to be funny, kind of, that's so true kind of ideas. So that's kind of the biggest update, is that I'm going to be pushing that side of things for a while, for as long as I can, as well as kind of balancing all the kind of the doctor stuff. So my blood pressure was a little bit high, which is why I've had to give up the caffeine, and other things that are just going on, family stuff, housing stuff, or all the kind of usual bullshit we all go through, right? So that's kind of the biggest update. On the Twitch side, Twitch has been great. So for the past week, the date of recording, I really haven't felt at my best on the Twitch side. I don't think I've been putting my best foot forward. I don't think they've been the best streams I've ever done. I don't think they've been the worst. But people kept on showing up, and we were chatting, we were having fun time. So I always appreciate that, and it keeps me going. And hopefully next week I can come in with a little bit more energy, a little bit more enthusiasm. That's kind of what I'm trying to build up in myself now, is just build up that enthusiasm to get back into it and really put my best foot back into the streams. It's not to say I don't try every stream. I do. It's just, when you're not feeling yourself and you're trying to play a game and be entertaining and all that kind of stuff. So we just played the Obra Dinn, Return of the Obra Dinn, and had I been in a better frame of mind, I think the game's frustrations, and there are many frustrating aspects about that game, I could have joked my way through and still had a good time. As it was, those frustrations just became more and more, and I just kind of was like, why am I even bothering? This game is just a frustrating mess. It's a nice story based around an infuriating play mechanic, where really most of the game is easier to solve if you know information from outside of the game, which I never think is a good idea. And obviously they went for a unique graphical style, which I quite liked, but towards the end, where you're trying to put, oh, this is the guy in the picture and this is the guy who just died, and you're looking at the faces and they actually don't look anything alike because of this graphical style, and you kind of go, do you know what, actually this is bollocks. And that was the kind of mood I was in while playing it. Unfortunately, I think I definitely chose the wrong week to do it. So at the end of the day, Obra Dinn just left quite a bad taste in my mouth, which is a shame, because I do think it had a nice appeal. Sorry, I thought someone was at my door, but it's just a tree blowing in the wind. Or someone's doing a really weird dance outside my door. So yeah, so I think that's what I mean when I say I'm not putting my best foot forward. I couldn't really roll with the punches last week. The punches landed, however soft they were. So yeah, so hopefully things will improve. We can find some fun games to play. We returned to Cuisine Royale. It's not as fun as I remember, but it's still a very fun game to play. The devs are still dodgy assholes. So I can definitely recommend playing it for free. Just don't give them any money. And we also picked up Goat of Duty, which honestly, I am amazed by how much I'm enjoying that game. Is it dumb? Yes. Is it a joke game? Yes. Is it actually a very competent arena shooter? Yeah, it really is. You pick up something like Goat of Duty and you expect it to handle badly, It really doesn't. It is a nice, competent shooter. And I really, really enjoy it. And it's nice to see games pushing away from Battle Royale for a while. Because Battle Royale, I think people are finding, is... the concept is kind of flawed and broken and overly boring after a certain amount of time. So it's nice to see that kind of push away from Battle Royales from a few of the indie developers. And I'm sure the big developers will follow suit soon. We are going to pick up Life is Strange. We're going to start that this week, if anyone's interested in seeing me play through that. We still have our weird dating sim games to finish, and I've also got another one in the wings, which we'll be playing through on Thursdays. And I think that's really all I've got to say. So kind of big, hopefully I'm going to be making a big push on the kind of writing and video side. We'll keep Twitch going as it is. I am also, as I've been for a while, looking at putting in a couple of late night Twitches, my side. So around about the 10 to 11 p.m. time starts my time. Just maybe once, twice a week. Just to see how they go, just because I've got more time. I enjoy streaming, so I might just stream more. You know, it's that kind of idea. And just to say thank you. And also to say I promised a kind of, it's been a year on Twitch kind of looking back video. That is coming. That is coming. That'll be coming out soon. Not this week, but next week. Yeah. No, the week after. The week after, starting the 29th of July is when I will be doing my kind of, it's been a year. So look out for that video. That's going to kind of kick off things on the Sunday. Is the Sunday the 29th? No, so that'll probably kick off on the 28th of July will be my kickoff of my kind of celebrations. Will there be giveaways, etc.? I don't know. Because honestly, what I'd like to be able to give away is like one-of-a-kind merchandise stuff. And I've kind of got some ideas, but I just don't know if I can afford to make them a reality. But we'll see, right? We'll see. So that's kind of there. And that's basically it. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming to the streams, reading all my stuff. Keeping up with me on the Twitters. I'm not really good at the Twitters because I can't do memes. But, you know, I'm trying. And yeah, it's just say thank you all again for the continued support. Hopefully we will do this for as long as we possibly can. And yeah, thank you. Have a good day. Bye for now.